Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to SCTV's presentation of Simsbury High School Men's Rugby Club contest against Cheshire High School's Rugby Club today. A little cloudy, overcast day today, but perfect day for rugby. Not too hot and not too wet. Simsbury comes into the contest today with 2 losses and a win last Wednesday against the Springfield club. Cheshire, I believe, is 1 win and 1 loss. The contest between Cheshire and Simsbury in all sports is well known. So this particular sport has kept the rivalry going and is a very active one. Should be a nicely fought contest. Getting ready for the kickoff. Cheshire elected to kick off, and Simsbury is defending the north goal. Kickoff taken nicely by Simsbury with an immediate issue of a forward pass. On Simsbury's part, that means that the ball turns over to Cheshire for a scrum, first scrum of the match. Simsbury in good position at 5 meters back for defending, and Cheshire is spread out, appropriately ready to take the pass. Simsbury wins the scrum, the defensive scrum, nice win. Ball mishandled a bit, and it goes out of bounds on the kick by Cheshire. Before the kick out of bounds, apparently there was another forward pass. The referee is signaling a forward pass. Another scrum comes up, and it will once again go to Cheshire. Referee does not like the positioning of the scrum, and for safety's sake, he calls the scrum up to reset itself. He's happy with it now, and here we go. Scrum is on. Cheshire winning. Nice defensive attack by Simsbury. Gained possession of the ball. Out of the ruck, possession obtained. Anthony Rosario muscles forward into good ruck position. Simsbury retains possession on the ruck. Good dummy pass by Henry Carr, number 8. Ball turns over to Cheshire now on the ruck. Ball's out, and good long pass. Nice appropriate grubber kick, picked up nicely by Simsbury. Zach Rosenberg. Simsbury deep in their own territory now, need to move that ball out of there. And elected to run. And right into the hands of Cheshire. Cheshire pressuring for the score. They're going in. Cheshire's number 7, Mike Collins, scores 3 minutes into the match. Initial try of 5 points. Simsbury, Cheshire's number 10, Joe Phillips, will attempt the conversion kick, and the conversion kick is no good. Score stands at 5-0 Cheshire. Simsbury fielding a younger team than usual. A lot of attrition last year with graduating seniors. We do have a fairly young club, but they've shown good progression as the season's gone along, maintaining their positions nicely, spreading the field well, and rucking and mauling with good strength. Cheshire's ruck. Nice forward kick. And Simsbury retaliates by kicking out of bounds. It will be Cheshire's ball on the line out. We need to see where the touch judge is going to mark the line out at about the 43-meter line. This will be Cheshire's line out. Referee making sure everything is appropriate in the line out and people in the appropriate positions before he allows the ball to be thrown. When his hand goes down, it means the line out is over. Until then, both teams need to hold, both backs on both teams need to hold a 10-meter difference. Nice tap by Simsbury to gain possession. Henry Finken goes down into the ruck. Nicely obtained. Henry Carr runs into the maul. Quickly forms a ruck with him being on the ground, being tackled. Cycling the ball out. And referee has noticed an offsides on Cheshire's part. Penalty kick to Simsbury. Cheshire must retire 10 meters back and cannot advance until the kick has been taken. Good kick out of bounds. Simsbury retains possession on the out of bounds line out. Simsbury's line out. Looks as if Cheshire kind of conceded that line out. They didn't even bother to jump, had fewer men in the line. And they were probably going more for a defensive stance, having more men back to be able to tackle the one line out. Good move. With good yardage gain by Simsbury. Henry Carr goes down on the ruck. Simsbury retains up, and that's a mishandled forward. Apparently the ref saw something that was more of a penalty before the mishandled ball. Did not see the signal, was probably an offsides. The tap and go. Anthony Rosario barrels in, sets up a nice ruck. Simsbury takes the ruck. And we have a score for Simsbury. As soon as I see the number, I'll tell you who made the score. Waited to see the number of the player. Simsbury's evened it up at 5-5. I believe it was number 11. It would have been Luke Sauls who made the score. Ryan Taylor scores the conversion kick for an extra 2 points to bring the score Simsbury 7, Cheshire 5. Cheshire will now kick off to Simsbury. As opposed to kickoffs in football, the team scored against in the 15th version of rugby is the team that kicks off. This may sound a little bit contrary, but the purpose on this is truly to the defenses, the kicking team's advantage, as they can set where they want the kick to go, and with the distinct possibility that one of their players could get there before the ball was played by the opposing team. So there is an advantage to this madness. Simsbury makes some nice ground. Cycling the ball out well to the backs. Looking pretty strong here. We have a maul going on. And now it forms into a ruck with the player going down. Referee has called a forward, a knock-on. So that will be a scrum to Cheshire. There's evidently some mishandling of the ball forward in the ruck. Nice fake play by Cheshire. Allows for some good open field running. A miscue on the pass gives Simsbury the ball. Case of being in the right place at the right time on that one. Cheshire was primed for a breakaway with it before that happened. Anthony Rosario once again bullying his way forward and setting up the ruck for Simsbury. Penalty call by the referee for Cheshire diving in onto the ruck. One must stay on one's feet when you're around the ruck, so the chance of going off your feet and jumping in is seen as a penalty. Once again, ball given to Anthony, who sets up the ruck well. A good kick downfield to set up good field position. In a tough position for Cheshire. Simsbury swarming on the maul. It's now formed into a ruck with Simsbury taking possession. Another well-placed kick. Nicely placed out of bounds right there at the 35-meter line. Touch judge raises the flag indicating that it is Cheshire's ball. Cheshire wins the line out and places a well-placed kick downfield. Nice kick back to Cheshire. Simsbury must drop back 10 meters. They cannot be in front of the person who kicked the ball and play the ball at the same time. They must drop back 10 meters, which they did. A few people almost forgot to do that, but they thought better of it and got back, so no penalty was called. And the referee's calling an advantage at the moment on a hands in to Cheshire. Cheshire brings the ball in for a score. In the far corner of the try zone, setting up a very difficult conversion kick, which needs to be taken in line with where the ball was touched down. Last time out, Cheshire tried a drop kick, which was not very successful, so this time they decided to use a tee. Kick is unsuccessful. Score stands at Cheshire 10, Simsbury 7. Simsbury's kick once they get to midfield. The kick may happen at any time. The kicking team does not have to wait for a referee's signal. Simsbury is obviously taking it slow on this one. A good 10-meter move taken by number 13, Sean Danko for Cheshire. Simsbury wins the maul. The ruck, I'm sorry. Ruck again, Simsbury doing very well on controlling rucks today. Freddie Moffat takes a nice run. Advances it down to about the 17-meter line. Cheshire takes over possession on the ruck and has a good run of their own. Outside pass to the wing on Cheshire's part is unsuccessful with a knock-on. The referee's calling a knock-on before the ball went out of bounds. It will be Simsbury's ball in a scrum at the 30-meter line. Simsbury in good steep position for their offensive work. Cheshire staying flat so they can get up quickly on defense. Replacement coming in. For Cheshire. Cheshire replacement is in the wing position. On the strong side. Simsbury once again wins possession of the scrum. Good out. Nice loop pass. Gains them a few more meters. Simsbury once again on the attack. Good strong showing of the backs. Good positioning. Nice breakaway. Nice breakaway by Luke Salves. I'm sorry, by Grayson Foster. Cheshire comes up in possession on the ruck. Simsbury continues to advance it. A little slow down there. A little miss pass kept the momentum from going forward. Penalty on Simsbury, waiting to see the signal. The signal appeared to be not releasing. And Cheshire kicks it out of bounds at about the 40-meter line for Simsbury, and Cheshire retains possession of the ball on the line out. Cheshire using a very short line out today. Only 3 people in the line. Ball goes backwards off Simsbury. It is not a knock-on. As the ball went backwards, we have a maul forming here. Ball is passed off nicely through the maul. Simsbury retains possession, bullying their way forward to Cheshire's 42-meter line. Penalty to Cheshire on the not releasing. Freddie Moffat takes the ball up another 10 meters. Andrew Finken carrying the ball. muscling through, setting up a nice ruck for Simsbury, taken by Anthony Rosario, who does his own pressure pushing. Simsbury back set up to receive the ball nicely. Referee signals an offside. Penalty on Cheshire. This will be Simsbury's kick, tap and go. And unfortunately, a knock-on on a very nice attempt at dummying back the ball. This will be Cheshire's scrum. Cheshire scrum half Ram Pentalena set to throw the ball in on the referee signal. Ball goes in. Ball, Simsbury once again wins the scrum. Nice defensive move on their part. Corday Moffitt holding on to the ball, moving forward, continuing to move forward in the maul. He's down on the ground now, forming a ruck. And Simsbury cycling the ball out nicely, and looks like, I believe that's Ryan Taylor, who just took that ball in for another 5 meters. Can't see the number on who just had that nice play, but we're right up on the try line. Anthony Rosario pushing in and touching it down for Simsbury's score. Nice use of forward momentum and the maul to get Anthony in good position to touch it down. Once over the try line, the ball must be touched down before the score can be considered, unlike football. Ryan Taylor setting up for the conversion kick. And the conversion kick is good. At just under 14 minutes left in the half, the score stands Simsbury Trojans 14, Cheshire Rams 10. Simsbury setting up in response to Cheshire's positioning. The forwards are on Cheshire's left, the backs are on their right. Simsbury takes the ball cleanly, nice advancing, good power push. Cheshire getting back on sides nicely, and with a good push through on Simsbury's part once again for another 5 meters. Simsbury's controlling rucks pretty well today. Another open break for Corday Moffitt, bringing it down to the 25-meter line. Corday was able to get back up. There was not a true tackle on that. He fell down, but without a tackler on top of him, he does not have to stop. He can get back up and advance more, which he did. And we have Stephen Gershwin just took that ball in. Another 5 meters. Simsbury's ruck. Henry Carr with a little power action. Again, inch by inch, pushing closer to the try line. Grayson Foster held up a little bit, but Corday Moffitt picks up the ball and is able to make up some lost yardage. Once again, Simsbury knocking on the door of another try. Oh, and mishandled ball gives possession to Cheshire. Nice blocked kick by Corday Moffitt. Referee signaling a knock-on. Looks like he's giving the ball to Cheshire. He's bringing it back to the other side of the field, so it was probably an advantage call, meaning that the knock-on took place back where he is standing, but because Cheshire had a certain advantage in playing the ball, he did not call the offense right away. Once it's clear that Cheshire cannot take advantage of their chance, he will call it back to where the infraction occurred. Once again, apparently not liking how the scrum is set up, so he's calling them back up to reset, give them rest, and make sure that the scrum can be performed safely. Cheshire with the ball. Nice kick out of the try zone. Simsbury recovers. Cheshire in quick on recovering the ball before the ruck could be formed while the man was down. Simsbury does a nice job in stopping their gain, only about 10 meters. A little wide open running at the moment by Cheshire. Ball almost stolen by Simsbury in midair. Referee calls a knock-on, and Cheshire will retain possession in the scrum. Cheshire winning. Nice advancing kick. Advantage played to Cheshire on the knock-on. Simsbury's player did not catch the ball cleanly. Ball knocked forward. Cheshire recovered, so the penalty will not be called at the moment. The referee is keeping his hand out, indicating that he still is playing the advantage. He is probably calling it the advantage over at this particular point, so the play goes on. Simsbury downs it in the try zone, which will bring the ball out to the 22 meters where a drop kick will happen in response to Simsbury touching it down in their own try zone. Momentary break in play, apparently while the referee tied his shoes. 22-meter drop kick will happen now. This kick must be a drop kick. It cannot be in any other fashion, and cannot be initiated anywhere beyond the 22-meter line. Cheshire takes the ball cleanly. Simsbury recovers nicely on Simsbury gets the penalty kick. It's called back because the kicker did not take it through the mark that the referee set. So the quick kick is called back because of that, and a set kick is taken well by Cheshire's winger, rolling it out nicely, recycling, and a good open play. Referee calls the ball knocked forward by Cheshire at the 30-meter line. Simsbury's ball thrown will be by Simsbury's number 9, Dan Wergelies. Cheshire's number 9 very dangerously close to being offsides on that scrum. Was able to bring himself back quickly, so no penalty was called. Simsbury continues to advance the ball well up the field, and it is quickly stolen by Cheshire. Ruck to Cheshire at the moment. Cheshire retains possession of the ball on the ruck, cycling it out nicely to their backs. Good advance, heavy overload. Looks like it's going to be in for a score. Score Cheshire. The ability to get that situation of a 3-on-2 certainly speaks for the strong likelihood of a good run, and pretty much guaranteed Cheshire a score on that particular play. Nicely done. Score by number 15, Eric Gadsky. Conversion kick was good. Score stands at Cheshire 17, Simsbury 14, with about 4.5 minutes to go in the first half. Simsbury getting set to kick off. Cheshire in wide position. Simsbury in good defensive line. Ball is up. Mishandled by Cheshire backs. Mishandled to the point where the ref feels that was a forward pass. A knock-on forward, not a forward pass. So scrum will go to Simsbury. Now the substitution for Cheshire. New winger in. Waiting to set the scrum at the moment. Referee seems to be having some words with front rows of both teams. And we have a good-looking scrum. Referee's telling people to hold. Good long run by Cheshire. Good strong running and good positioning by their whole team. Wide open run again. A little bit on the overload. Picked off on a no-look pass by Cheshire. Picked off by Simsbury and taken out of bounds by Simsbury. It'll be Cheshire's ball at about the 29-meter line of Simsbury. Cheshire going back to a longer lineout for this particular series. 7-man lineout with 2 jumpers. Simsbury responds in kind, matching up man for man. Nice ball thrown. A mild mishandle on Cheshire's part results in Simsbury's obtaining the ball. Down for the ruck. Referee whistles for halftime. With the score, Cheshire Rams 17, Simsbury Trojans 14. And here we are about ready to start the second half. Referee has just whistled teams onto the pitch. Cheshire will now be defending the north goal. Simsbury will kick off this half. On Simsbury's kickoff, they're setting up the forwards, also known as the pack, to the left of the kicker. The backs will be set up to the right of the kicker. Cheshire is in their receiving position, three rows deep. With one man far back in the fullback position. And the second half begins. Simsbury retains possession on the kickoff. Retains possession on the ruck. Bad missed pass. Recovered by Simsbury. Ryan Taylor pushing forward, making a decent gain into the ruck. Penalty to Simsbury. Penalty to Simsbury for not releasing the ball once on the ground. Cheshire, it looks as if they're going to kick for touch, which means kicking the ball out of bounds. It did not go out of bounds. The ball remains live. Simsbury recovers. And now working on a maul. Simsbury being pushed back on the maul. The ruck is formed now. Simsbury in possession. Anthony Rosario cycles the ball out. Holding on to the ball. And a maul is formed once again. Anthony hits the deck, and we have a ruck. Advancing kick on the ruck. Cheshire almost recovers. After a little miscue, they come up with the ball once again. Mishandle forward on the part of Cheshire. A knock-on's called with Simsbury obtaining the scrum. Scrums are set. Referee's calling them up. In the crouch bind set cadence. Again, Worgley throws the ball in, and it is Simsbury's scrum. Number 8 takes it on a quick out. Forward on the ball into Cheshire's hands means no penalty on that. Cheshire's advantage. Referee is now calling up a forward pass on Simsbury. It's Cheshire's ball. He did not decide to call the advantage on that one. Cheshire wins the scrum. Clearing kick. Well placed downfield. Zach Rosenberg fields the ball. Is immediately held up. Maul forms. Referee will decide how long he wants to let the ball go on. Now ruck is formed now. So that's an issue of holding a hind foot on this. Cheshire retains possession off the ruck. We're cycling the ball out now. Mishandled, miscue on a knock forward. Knocked forward by Cheshire's number 9. Well, apparently there was a penalty noted before that. Cheshire gets the penalty kick. Cheshire retains possession on the ruck. Cycling the ball well out to the backs. Held up. Offside's called on Simsbury, back where the ref is stationed. And Cheshire scores on a Simsbury miscue and resetting on the penalty kick. Score at 5 minutes into the second half. Cheshire 22, Simsbury 14. Cheshire for the conversion kick, and the conversion kick is good, making the score 24-14. Both teams in position for the kick now. Short hopper to Cheshire. Nice recovery kick by Cheshire before the ball hits the ground. Simsbury on a nice breakaway and lost on the miscue on the pass. Cheshire comes up with the ball off the ruck. Strong overload on Cheshire's part. A little bit of mishandling there results in Cheshire losing the momentum. The referee feels there was a knock on Cheshire's part that happened there. The scrum will be to Simsbury. Ball's out on Simsbury's side. Simsbury retains possession. Moving forward in a maul. Maul moves into a ruck. Referee is signaling Cheshire to stay on side. Rosario once again with the ball, muscling his way through it down into a ruck position. Quickly out. Jasper Stone comes up with the ball. Makes about a 10-meter advance to then another 5-meter advance on the part of Curtis Chamberlain. Little loss of yardage here. And Simsbury continues to muscle their way forward. With a series of well-placed rucks. Being able to retain possession of that ball is very important in this case. They lose possession on the penalty. Waiting for the referee's signal. Did not see what it was. Could very well have been an offsides. Simsbury picks off Cheshire pass to regain possession. And once again, we have Anthony Rosario using the old body bulk. Holding out the possession. Another series of retained possessions by Simsbury. A skip pass is successful. Grayson Foster coming up almost to the try line on a nice run. Simsbury almost breaking through, and referee calling hands in the ruck on the part of Simsbury, which will give a penalty kick to Cheshire, which takes away the momentum for the moment. Cheshire will probably go for the out-of-bounds kick. And indeed they do. They gain about 10 meters on that. Cheshire ball. Cheshire looking for the quick throw in, but it is foiled. Not enough people up there fast enough. So they will settle for a standard line out. Looks like they're going full strength 7 with 2 jumping pods. This is where he bats the ball, but Cheshire retains possession. Simsbury cycling the ball out. A little bit of an overload. Hopefully this will be, and Simsbury almost flubs it, but Zach Rosenberg picks it up, comes up with it, and on the miscue, Cheshire downs it in the try zone for a 22-meter drop kick. Simsbury and Cheshire trading yardage. Presently, Cheshire has the advantage, making a good gain of 30 or so meters in that last possession. After it looked like Simsbury might have a breakaway. Penalty kick to Cheshire. And once again, kicking for touch. Out of bounds. Touch judge indicates the line of touch at about the 25-meter line. Cheshire's ball. Cheshire set to throw in. Simsbury obtains possession on the tap. Nice kick downfield. Recovered nicely by Cheshire. A miscued pass. Miscued pass stops Cheshire's forward motion. On the almost breakaway, the referee calls for a knock-on, and that will be Simsbury's scrum. Good move forward by Henry Carr. Simsbury retains possession on the maul. Cheshire holding their offside lines very nicely. A very measured and disciplined approach. Continue to fight for the ball between rucks and mauls in the center of the pitch. Simsbury cycling the ball out. Corday Moffat takes his turn at it. Drops it backwards, so nothing called. Simsbury holds possession on the ruck. Moving forward, 5 meters at a clip. Play continues. Play continues. Vishnu McElhenney kicks. Touchdown by Cheshire for another 22-meter drop. We will have a short interruption in play as we have Cheshire as a man down. In this game, the decision as to whether the player down will continue to play is allowed 1 minute. If the decision has not been made to let him back in at that time, he must be taken off the pitch and replaced with a sideline player. So we'll have a delay of about a minute while that decision is being made. Trainer is down on the field, working that out. Player's at least sitting up, so we know that he's got some motivation there. The injured player is the number 8, Aaron Parlier. Still not clear as to whether or not he's going to be taken off or not. Rain has managed to hold off at this point. Clouds are certainly in abundance. In the distance, we thought we saw some rain showers, but fortunately they decided to stay away from this rugby pitch for the moment. It's certainly very likely making the fans happy. Aaron is being let off the pitch. He will be replaced. That's it for him for today. Play will resume. Time. 22-meter kick by Cheshire. Must be a drop kick, which is accomplished nicely. Well-placed kick. Mishandled by Grayson Foster. It'll be called back there for the knock-on. It'll be Cheshire's ball. Ball held by Cheshire. Referee calls Simsbury for offsides on that ruck. You must, when the ball is down like that, you must enter playing the ball from behind the player's hind foot furthest back. It's called entering through the gate, which is formed by the area of the ground that the tackled player has taken up. So if you come in from the side of that, it's considered an offside. Cheshire retaining possession on the scrum. Nice cycling on the out to the wing. Good gaining ground. Good tackle on Simsbury's part, saving the try. Cheshire still attacking. Very strong attack into the ruck again. Maintaining possession on the ruck. Scrum half gets it out to the backs. On the run. And almost a turnover. It will now be a turnover on the knock-on by Cheshire to Simsbury. Simsbury maintaining possession on the scrum. Nice clearing kick. Simsbury down on the kick very quickly. Referee's calling a knock on that possession. Not entirely clear as to where that happened, but it looks like the ball's going to Simsbury. Cheshire having a substitution come in. Not clear as to what the discussion is here. Apparently, Cheshire was going to try to resubstitute number 8 who came off, and the referee is not allowing that to happen. Not exactly sure why Cheshire wanted to try that, because in this game, as I think I previously mentioned, once a person is substituted, they cannot come back in unless it's for cleaning up a bleeding area. So once you're out for the day. Nice clearing kick by Simsbury into the try zone. Cheshire downs it. Another 22 drop. And Simsbury is right on quick, so Cheshire cannot get the quick drop. Taken nicely. Kick was taken nicely, but the pass was flubbed on Simsbury's part, and instead of gaining ground, they actually lost some ground on that. Penalty to Cheshire. I didn't see what the signal was. Quite possibly it was a high tackle. And Simsbury clears it to about Cheshire's 24-meter line. This will be Simsbury's ball on the throw-in. Okay, Simsbury's hooker, Vishnu McAway, is getting set to throw the ball in on a shortened line out. Simsbury loses the line out to Cheshire. Clearing kick downfield. Taken cleanly. Nice yardage advance up to the ruck. Another ruck on Simsbury's part. Nice cycling of the rucks. Corday Moffitt muscling his way through to within the 10-meter line. Once again on the muscle to Anthony Rosario. Set up for a ruck once again. Simsbury maintains possession. Corday close to a try. Simsbury. Scored by, I can't see. Oh. Scored by Stephen Geschwin. Just under 13 minutes remaining in the match. Ryan Taylor will take the conversion kick. And conversion kick is not successful. Score stands with 12 minutes remaining in the match. Score stands at Cheshire 24, Simsbury 19. Cheshire's kick to Simsbury at this point, once the ball is retrieved. And the restart. Ball mishandled by Simsbury right into Cheshire players' hands, which puts them right down very rapidly within 15 meters of the try zone. Simsbury Cheshire making nice advance. Cheshire will score as soon as they touch it down. Touchdown, Cheshire scores.
Do you stop it now?
No, we don't stop it.
Oh, we don't?
No.
Okay, Mateo said stop it for the timeout because the ref is like going off the timeout clock there. So.
Oh, we're stopping it for the timeout.
All right.
Conversion kick unsuccessful. That leaves the score with 10.5 minutes to go in the match at Cheshire 29 and Simsbury Trojans 19. Restart. Ball to Cheshire. Cheshire retrieves the ball well. Controlling the ball in the ruck. Simsbury comes up with it out of the ruck. Corday Moffitt grinding out some yardage. An almost nice pass off to Luke Salles. Unfortunately, it was mishandled forward, and it will be a scrum to Cheshire. Referee is calling the scrum up again. Again, probably for some positioning that he didn't care for. Talking to both front rows. Back down into set position now. Something's going on that he doesn't like. Not really sure where it is, but it may be positioning distance-wise. Seems like everybody else is bound in pretty well. And he apparently is happy with this one. And here we go. Ball's out. And Cheshire driven out of bounds with only a couple meters moving forward. Line out to Simsbury. Referee moves the line down to the mark where the thrower is. They were off by a meter or so. Simsbury retains possession on a nice line out. Maul moving forward, driving Maul. Vishnu comes up with it. Simsbury moving towards, tries holding possession of the ruck nicely. Corday moves forward with a roll within 5 meters or so of a try. Simsbury continues to hold on to possession, and we have a score on part of Jasper Stone. Once again, Ryan Taylor for the conversion kick. And conversion kick fails, leaving the score with 6.5 minutes to play. Cheshire 29 and Simsbury 24. You may notice that there's a quick move on the part of Cheshire to get up and kick. That is perfectly legal. Simsbury's readiness can be tested on that level, particularly with fatigue present. Henry Carr making some nice distance on the run. There is a player down. I have a little bit of injury time here, making our assessment. So the action will be held up for a minute or so. Andy Finken coming off with the foot injury, being placed. There was apparently a penalty called. Did not see the referee's indication of what the penalty was, but it's Cheshire's penalty. And the kick stays in bounds, taken by Simsbury. And Simsbury driven out of bounds at about the 26-meter line. It will be Cheshire's ball on the throw-in. A little bit of sunshine breaking out. Maybe that's a good indication. Referee calls a knock-on Simsbury. Oh, I'm sorry, it was not in straight. I'm sorry. And the ball was not thrown in straight. That will be Simsbury's scrum, set 15 meters out from the sideline. Cheshire wins the scrum. Off Simsbury's throw-in. Slight overload gives Cheshire a good chance to make some good yardage. We have a ruck on the far end of the field. And penalty kick to Cheshire on Simsbury's hands in the ruck. Cheshire's number 9 will take the kick, probably a tap and go. And an attempt to muscle it right over the try line. Simsbury comes up on the attack. Simsbury recovers a flubbed kick. And he's able to move it away a little bit from danger zone. Maul keeps driving forward. And at this point, we've gone down, so we have a ruck form now off the maul. Simsbury continues to use their success in the driving mauls to make yardage. Offside call on Cheshire gives Simsbury a penalty kick. Kick is placed down at about Simsbury's 42-meter line. So it'll be Simsbury's ball on the throw-in. Simsbury retains possession on the throw-in, and another maul forms. Kind of a rough out ball. It was a high tackle. The referee called against Cheshire. Simsbury takes advantage of the quick tap and go before Cheshire can reset, and continues its driving push downfield. Referee calls a knock on Simsbury on that attempt to keep that driving maul going. Cheshire's ball on about the 50-meter line. With about a minute and a half left to go into the game, this is Simsbury's last chance at making something happen. Good quick move to thwart the scrum half. Scrum half does a moderately ineffective grubber kick. Simsbury continues to move forward and then backward. The ball was held up by Simsbury. Penalty kick to Cheshire. Ball is kicked out of bounds at the 35-meter line. Cheshire's ball on the throw-in. Clock is winding down. Referee keeps the exact time, but the clock on the scoreboard shows 17 seconds. Final determination will be by referee's whistle. The match will not stop on any kind of penalty. Keeps going. It can, by law, it cannot stop on a penalty. Strong advancing by Cheshire. Strong advancing, getting very close to try zone. Referee whistles it up. Penalty kick to Simsbury. Offsides. taken hard in by Henry Carr, muscling his way for a few extra yards before he goes down for the ruck. Cheshire gets possession, kicks it out of bounds. Simsbury's ball. Simsbury's ball on the line out. Time is off on the scoreboard clock, so it's all on the referee's shoulders at this point. He will tell us exactly when this match is over. Okay, fortuitous bounce on Simsbury's part, chasing down the fullback. Fullback gets a good kickoff to recover some space, and the referee calls full time. This final score is Cheshire Rams 29, Simsbury Trojans 24. Hope you enjoyed today's match. It was a well-fought match. Simsbury came up a little bit short on this, but both sides played a very nice brand of rugby. Well refereed, and hopefully for those of you out there who are new to this game, this has provided you with a little bit of instruction and hopefully a little appreciation for the beauty of the ballet of rugby. This is Dan Spada, one of the coaches for the Simsbury Club, signing off, and I hope you have a pleasant day.